Hello and welcome to the top 100 maps of all time as voted by you with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You are very, very welcome. That's right, the top 100 maps voted by you, the top 0.2% of all maps on the workshop. And they are all beauties, all in different ways, all in different styles. Some will not be to your taste, some will be to somebody else's taste. There will be some that you are going to drool over, at the very least. I would say most of them. Today we are at number 98 with an 85.5% approval rating, released in November of 2020 by IhmeHihhuli trademark. This is the Oasis. I remember this one so clearly. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, very clean, it's very crisp. Everything is good to go. It's going to be a good one for most people to build on here. Reviewed in episode 1079 of What Map. Link to that is in the description. Not that it matters. I gave it 4 for aesthetics, 4 for detail, and 4 for gameplay potential, and of course the BonBonB seal of approval. This currently has, sit back, 13,125 subscriptions, of which 1,050 have marked it as a favourite. Those are phenomenal numbers. And you want to know what else? It's 5-star rated on Steam, with 340 people rating it. Unbelievable. We're using the Springwood theme and the Relight 3 Cali LUT. And we're just going to go down and have a little look. I don't think this is going to be one of the longest of these reviews because, if I remember rightly, there's not too much to see apart from it's a desert map with a triangular oasis in the middle and some clean standards. What can I tell you? Let's go and have a look, shall we? I'll start. There's a highway connection over here. Let's start over here at this highway connection. As the simulation is running, it is. So yeah, this series, I'm going to say it multiple times, it just gives me an opportunity to come back and look at some maps that maybe I've forgotten about, maybe you've forgotten about, but when you rated these things up way back whenever, this was, let's say, 2020, you loved it. You really loved it. I'll tell you what, it still stands up on its own 2 feet now. 2020, so we're using the unlimited tree mod here rather than tree anarchy, and that's going to be something, if you're going back to some of the older maps, have a special look to see whether or not tree anarchy is listed. You may want to try a couple of different loads because it may load a tree anarchy, it may not load a tree anarchy. If in doubt, give it a try. Give it a try. But if it doesn't, unlimited tree mod, we were very happy with that for the longest time. We'd be fine for your final ever city build in Cities Skylines before switching over to Cities Skylines 2. You could do that. But of course, IhmeHihhuli trademark, what can I say? One of the greats. I mean, there's no argument there. Lots of clean, crisp standards. Now wrong with this one. I think the main reason why it didn't get a higher rating was it's, if anything, a little bit too simple as maps go. There wasn't an awful lot that could go wrong, but what has been done to the highest standards. Yeah, it's one of those maps where you go, how do I mark this thing down? And you can't really. Quality. Anyway, intersection, swoosh, very swooshy swoosh. Swooshy McSwoosh face. I can't even say swooshy McSwoosh face. Oh, I shouldn't have even tried. Oh yeah, and the start square intersection with this slip road coming down here, or the highway branching off of the intersections there, coming down into this area. Not exactly sure where it starts there. There we go. So, in terms of first tile, we've got a very interesting, almost subtropical coastline going on there. And then you're going to want to bridge over the highway here to access the desert over this side. If you want to build into the desert, I don't see why not. I mean, it works for Vegas, doesn't it? It really does. We've got some simple little bits of detailing along the edges there, just making everything feel rugged and lived in. Rugged and lived in is what we have. And yeah, it's just all about this almost triangular shaped lake, the Oasis in the middle of the desert, and then around it we've got the highway forming a like you could use the highway as your boundary, your borderline to moving on out. So you may say, right, okay, no zoning outside of the highway. Or you can extend out to the highway. You could even just keep extending out into the deserts. I see that definitely as a way of working with this one, having sort of some suburban neighborhoods just pushing out into the dry areas. Definitely a way of doing that one. We have. I'm gonna have a little look at the river as we've made it to the river here. And again, I don't feel that it's a. The thing is, this river, is it anything to write home about? No. Is it absolutely perfect? Well, actually, yes. You can't look at this river and go, oh, I don't quite feel it. I totally feel it, and the pillar placement on the bridge there is just well done again. Well done again. But yeah, follow the river up. A subscription list for this map isn't too big. Again, we are using the Springwood theme, the Relight 3 Cali LUT. But the subscription list is relatively short in the grand scheme of what some maps really require you to have these days. And then, of course, we have got dozens and dozens and dozens of recent maps, which are everything went retro and everything went back to vanilla, didn't it? Just started the simulation on, so there might be a little bit of dodgy water animation. I imagine that will sort itself out if you let the simulation run a while. I literally have had the simulation running for 15 seconds before starting the record button. So you really haven't had much of a chance for the simulation, for the water simulation to sort itself out. I didn't think it was that important for this map, so I didn't worry too much about it. Interesting texture, alpha texture patterns going on there. Possibly slightly short of true realism. Yeah, are we grumbling? That's always going to be the case. Every single map you come across, you can probably find something that you personally are not the biggest fan of, but the rest of the map is absolutely on point. So for me, it's probably the texture work there. We've got the dam. Ooh, it's a dam. Now, this dam is just for aesthetics. It's just purdy. It's just purdy. Won't produce you much in the way of power. It makes, there you go. There's evidence that I haven't let the simulation run, because we have got the water ripple pushing up the lake. That's always going to be the case with any map that you play in Cities Skylines that has one of these dams in, because the game is not expecting a dam already in place. The simulation is just not built for it. Therefore, we get that ripple pushing back. It'll resolve itself. It's not going to affect our flyover, so I'm not so worried about it. Anyway, the water then heads out of the reservoir, the Oasis reservoir that we have, downstream into the valley there. Tree painting. I mean, we've got these seams. It's simple. It's straightforward. They've just done enough trees, not in and bushes and whatever, not in the seams, to make it feel just about alive. I always find that, personally, the balancing act between trees in these seams and trees outside of the seams. It's really difficult to get right. And then you look at this and you go, well, it's quite easy, isn't it? It's really not. Just getting that balance right, it's a real subtle move. We just thin out and thin out and thin out as we come up the top here. A little wind farm on the top. And there's also a little waterworks area down here, which we've got a little bit of flooding, which again, it's almost certainly down to start of map. Ignore this. This is my fault. I apologise, Immy. I didn't realise there was going to be any water problems. Otherwise, I would let the simulation run. I think as of well, the episode after next, I've already recorded tomorrow's. As of the episode after next, I'm going to be letting the simulation run before I start recording, because this was an oversight from me. But anyway, we have some water treatment facilities here. If you don't want to worry about that, you can draw your fresh water out of your big pond, pump your sewage into this, and everything will be good. Oh, I feel really bad. I feel really bad about that, because that is my fault. That is my fault. And then we look back to the map. That was at number 100, Power Valley, and I think that was a mod issue, whereas this is just yeah, start of map. It'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I really wouldn't. And then we have down here a little viewing area of over the lake. It's actually a really nice view. I mean, for a desert map with not too much to view, I could quite happily imagine myself coming down here for a little picnic. Have my knickers picked, indeed. Oh, and of course the rock work as well. I forgot about the yeah, there's little areas of rock work here. Again, that is really good. There's no repeating patterns in there. It feels solid. It feels absolutely rock solid. And no silly foliage growing out the top of rocks. I like it. I like it a lot. Have we got anything that I haven't had a look at yet? I don't know that there is anything. I think we've kind of covered most of it. There was the other highway that headed up. Yeah, we'll head it up from here. Again, not too much to say about this. Apart from it's absolutely on point. It follows a sensible route. Oh, and we have this little rocky outcrop that we just cut through the middle of. So maybe there was something up here for me to come and talk about. Yeah, I've forgotten about this as well. That's nice. Rocking and holing. Oh, I'm going to miss that. Anyway, that heads off to the edge there. But yeah, that's a real, just a subtle little bit of detailing that only one of the great creators would actually think about doing something like this and making it work, and it really does. And I think that's about it. Was there anything up the top here in the reservoir? Little island going on there. And yeah, there you go. Let's go park the camera down. Let's park the camera down. Oh, we also got a bit of rail as well running across the map. I think you spotted that, didn't you? I think. How about we shizzle this, something like that. So there we go. That's the 98th best map on the workshop, as voted by you. 85.5% approval rating. I mean, these scores were just insane. And we've got more to come. We've got way more to come. So if you haven't already, hit the like, subscribe and notification bell. Now's the time to do so. It'll make sure that you don't miss any of the quality work that we have seen in the Oasis by IhmeHihhuli trademark. There she is. And there she went. Oh man, yes. So yeah, a big shout out to all of the BonBon buddies over on Patreon and YouTube membership. Without you, I don't know that I'd still be doing this. So thank you so much for all of that support. And I'll be back tomorrow with the 97th best map on the workshop as voted by you. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.